See, those guys are so happy and having such a good time because they made it in time for the raisin cheese shots. Buenos dias from another day here in Puebla, Mexico.
Today we've got a lot of things on our list. We're heading to the world's smallest volcano first, and then we're gonna hit up the world's largest pyramid by volume.
Yep, a lot on the agenda today, and we're gonna keep exploring some amazing spots all around Puebla. So we're here in a completely different part of Puebla where the little mini volcano is. Vibes are totally different here. And one thing about Puebla that we've noticed is it is so insanely spread out. Like the historic Centro is completely different than the rest of it. And then there's like a really modern part of it where you actually have skyscrapers, development popping up everywhere, malls, fancy restaurants, fancy clothing stores, every type of car dealership you can think of. But yeah, the different vibes you can find in the city are really extreme from one to the next. So right behind me is Cuexcomate, the smallest volcano in the world. So we got here, it turns out it's not actually a volcano. It's more like an inactive geyser that was created when Popo erupted like 950 years ago.
It's crazy to think in the mid 1600s, the volcanic eruption from Popo sparked geothermal activity under the ground.
Yeah.
And so this geothermal spring, which was basically a geyser, bust through layers of limestone rock and then it created this 43-foot tall thing that looks like a volcano. I think it's really cool.
Yeah. Who needs facts when you can have fun, right? I mean, it's said, it comes up as the world's smallest volcano. That's like the official tourist term of it. But unfortunately, like a lot of things here at the moment, it is currently closed. It's still interesting to see. Normally you can actually take stairs down into it where there's like a little waterfall and crystal clear river down there. So I was reading the sign at the volcano and they do talk about the waterfall that's in there. But according to the internet, it's not the world's smallest volcano, it's actually a geyser. But the sign on the volcano is really sticking to its guns on that. And they're actually saying that it is considered the world's smallest volcano and that science supports that belief. So maybe it is, maybe it isn't. Either way, it's super cool. All right, we just arrived in Cholula. This is the other Pueblo, Mexico that's just right outside of Puebla City. Wow, this area is really nice. It's fancy. It's got a lot of awesome markets and shops and stalls right outside of the big archaeological zone. So right here on our left, all this that looks like a giant hill is really the world's largest pyramid, buried underneath vegetation with a church on top.
We're in the ceremonial grounds right now exploring parts of the pyramid that have been excavated and are actually out of the ground for visitors to see. Unfortunately right now the tunnels that are underneath the pyramid, there are tunnels. There's about 5 miles worth of tunnels underneath the pyramid. They are closed. Also the iglesia is closed as well. So right now the only thing that's really open for you to explore is the ceremonial grounds and the museum. So we bought tickets to both of those and we're gonna be checking them out right now. It isn't really that busy, which makes it easy for us to have a lot of these sections of the pyramid to ourselves to just look at and explore.
So the Cholula pyramid itself is estimated to be over 2,000 years old, and it has influence from many different peoples. Now the Spanish arrived to Cholula in 1519, and they thought it was just a hill, because it does look like a giant hill. It had either been abandoned by that point, and that's why all the vegetation had grown over it, but other people believe that the residents of it found out that the Spanish were coming and it was so sacred to them that they actually buried it themselves. And sure enough, the Spanish fell for that and they just built a church on top of it. But that is very common here in Mexico. You see that a lot where they just built churches on top of these sites. I don't know if it was a way of trying to like stomp out the ancient religions and ways of the people that were here. But this is in fact the largest pyramid in the world. Up until a few decades ago, people believed the largest were in Egypt. But no, this holds the Guinness World Record as the largest man-made pyramid in the world. It is 66 meters tall and has a base of 450 meters by 450 meters. It's funny actually, back before we even knew much about Mexico, this was on our list to come to just because of that fact alone. By the way, if you're hearing more wind interference, that's because here on the grounds, you're not allowed to use like any official camera gear. like a tripod or a mic. So a guy actually came up and told us we had to take our mic off. I guess they don't want like documentary filmmakers and stuff coming in here without permits and filming. So yeah, it might be a little bit more wind noise while we vlog around the pyramid, but kind of comes with the territory. Cholula has more bike lanes, open green spaces, and outdoor recreation sites like sporting complexes, outdoor workout equipment than any place I've seen in a long time. And I'm looking at some of the gardeners doing their work right now. The city has some extremely impressive gardening. These people know their stuff. And man, I'm telling you, this weather, this is like springtime.
Yeah, this weather reminds me of like when you've roughed a whole winter in the US and you're just waiting for that warmer weather to come back.
Yes.
This is perfection.
Yeah, and I understand that it's like this for most of the year, if not all of the year. So I think it's gonna be hard for me to leave central Mexico and specifically Puebla.
The popular legend of Puebla and Cholula is that there are enough churches for every day of the year, so 365 churches here, when in reality the number is a little bit smaller than that. I think it's really in the 200s, but every time you see a view of the skyline, you're gonna see a ton of bell towers poking up, so it's really beautiful.
All right guys, so we got rained out at Cholula. It's just started raining about 5:30 p.m., so we're gonna head back to Puebla without seeing all the churches we wanted to see. And plus the Zocalo has construction going on right now. So
yeah, so it's closed, but still a really pretty and colorful town, or like suburb of Puebla.
Yeah, it's a fun place. Yeah, it's basically Puebla. I mean, it's just like around 10 kilometers away, I think. And it's a lot of similarities, but it's a really, really nice area. We're back in the historic Centro at Puebla now. Got chilly again, so we got our jackets back on.
Yeah.
And now we're gonna go check out La PASITA. It's a little bar in town that has a really interesting shop that you can only find there. So we've been wanting to try that. It's gonna be kind of weird.
Yeah, they make it in-house, and apparently the decor there is supposed to be really unique as well. Yeah. So it'll be a fun little bar. In what seems to be the new theme of this video now, we made it to La PASITA and it is closed. It's this really cool yellow building behind us, but it's a famous little local bar, kind of like a hidden gem. And La PASITA means little raisin. And this guy made his own shot of liquor, and it's a brown liquor that is spiked with goat cheese and has a raisin in it, or raisins in it. So it's like raisin flavor with cheese mixed in. Sounded really unique, but it is closed. But just know that we missed it. I think it actually closed at like 5 p.m. So it's like a sort of like a store, not like a bar. We were thinking like late night bar, but just know that's a cool little stop to come to. In this part of town is called Las Sopas. You can see like they have a lot of outdoor dining spaces and just a beautiful little relaxing area. And typically this is where you could come, the one and only place you can come to have the La PASITA shot. See, those guys are so happy and having such a good time because they made it in time for the raisin cheese shots. So Puebla is obviously known for its culinary scene, has an amazing food scene, mole, you name it. So many things are famous here. Now we just had a ton of mole coming from Oaxaca City, so we'll probably skip out on that for now. But in our last video we tried semitas. It's sort of like a torta, but with special kind of bread and different ingredients that originates here. And this time we're gonna try something else that originated here and is famous here called tacos árabes. And it's a Middle Eastern taco. So it's like sort of a blend of like using Arabic meat with the Mexican tacos. We are gonna go to a place called Tacos Árabes Baghdad Centro. Yep, let's go. Long name, but it's gonna be really good. All right guys, so these tacos árabes were only like 20 pesos each, like $1 each. Really good? Mm-hmm. Okay, let me try it. It's really good. The tortilla is really toasted. The tortilla almost looks kind of like pita bread. It is. It has a similar taste to pita bread, which definitely gives it that Middle Eastern Mexican style mixture taste. And it kind of like reminds me of a gyro. Yeah, actually it was inspired by the gyro. All right, I just accidentally gave Lauren a ton of hot sauce on her arriba. Is that what it's called? Yeah, arriba. Yeah, arriba, yeah. So now we're gonna have to go get ice cream, but luckily we're in the right city for that because all up and down this pedestrian street is just little
ice cream stands, ice cream machines that like self-serve and other things. You can get ice cream so easily.
Dos conos.
¿Dos conos?
Yeah, sí, fresa y
Nuez.
yeah, hay nuez.
Ok, ahí tiene.
¿Y cuánto?
30.
So this ice cream is nueves, which is nut, and fresa, which is strawberry, and they're mixed together.
Yeah, so good.
You can get ice cream all up and down the pedestrian street. There's soft serve everywhere you look. If you have a sweet tooth, this is your paradise because there are tons of sweets in Puebla.
La conversión de la señal análoga a la digital.
Para ustedes. Dame tu tiempo.
So Lauren got a little improv concert there from some really cool local guys. Guys, I'm telling you, we have not met anybody friendlier than in Puebla City.
Yeah,
it's so
Puebla,
friendly.
the people have been so friendly. Oh my gosh. Is it fruta?
Sí.
Sí? Oh, okay.
Oh wow.
Mmm,
Gracias.
Rico, ¿eh?
muy bien.
Sí.
Sí, me llamo Lauren.
Loren.
Sí.
Loren y
Seth.
Joseph.
Seth.
Chalino.
Chalino.
Mucho gusto. Adiós.
Hasta luego.
Dios los bendiga.
When you walk around with a camera in a lot of places, I know you get a lot of stares, but here everybody has like interacted with us.
Yeah.
And it's been a really fun filming experience in Puebla.
Oh yeah, it's been a blast.
Yeah.
I really don't want to leave. I do
I
not
know.
want to leave.
Like, this is gonna be hard for us.
But I think we might move back here, right? Right.
It's been another amazing day in Puebla, but it's time to call it a night.
Yep, time to head home. And honestly, this city is absolutely incredible. Tomorrow we're actually leaving, heading up to Mexico City to explore the rest of central Mexico and then northern Mexico. But the only downside, guys, to visiting Puebla is that you do have to eventually say goodbye for now to the city. I cannot recommend this place enough. What do you think about this city?
Yeah, it's been an absolutely amazing city. One of my favorites so far in Mexico.
Yeah, my number one favorite in Mexico and one of my favorite in the entire world.
Yeah, make sure you check out our other Puebla videos if you haven't already, and make sure to subscribe to the channel.
Yep, thanks guys. Adios. Hasta luego. All right, so we are at the PARIAN market. This is one of our favorite markets here in Puebla City. Come check it out. It's so photogenic and cool, and you can find a little bit of everything here. It's really unique. First of all, we have this picture frame, which is the coolest photo op.
Yeah, I love it. It makes it look like you're in like an art picture or something.
We're here a little bit early before the crowds come, so not everything is open up, but still really awesome market here. And then you got this plaza that connects to the market, and then later in the day, all these stalls will open up in the plaza as well. These kind of plazas are really common here in Puebla. We've seen so many. They're always super photogenic and have nice restaurants and cafes.
So one block down from El PARIAN, you have the heart of the Barrio del Artista, which in English translates to the artist neighborhood. And you can see like all of these stalls, they're closed right now, but these stalls are for people who can exhibit their artwork here. I know a lot of artists in the past have come here, like Frida Kahlo. There's a picture of her in the neighborhood. During the day, you can come and see all of the different artwork that people have been making.